What's going on, Mitch's world? How we living today? What's good with you people? I'm happy you're here. So first off, last time I did this at the end of the video. We're gonna start off in the beginning. Little fit check. Let me bring the camera up here. You know what I'm saying? So got the shirt. The shirt's a vibe in itself. I like the shirt. The pants are my favorite though. Can we hold on. Let me find a way to get the full angle on the joint. Let me see what y'all see. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, we got the shirt, good little vibe. It's like a cool dad fit. Got the bell bottom type of vibes off the Sambas. You know what I'm saying? Just like a little, you know what I'm saying? Good job. That type of organic numbers, very organic. But yeah, I had to show the fit real quick. Yeah. What's going on with you guys though? Yeah, that's a good angle. But I appreciate you guys because you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So for that, I'm forever grateful. There's a handful of you guys that watches. I'm pretty sure I know all y'all personally, so I do appreciate the support. It's one of those things. This week has been very good, but this year has been trying. I realized like when I was just kind of out here doing whatever, and not that I've been out here like living loose and fast, it depends who you ask, but when I was just kind of living and doing whatever, I didn't really have too much turmoil. But now that I'm trying to live right, give my life to Christ, same old abstinence journey, not having sex, on my spiritual dean, reading, getting to know the Lord. I've been going through some trying times, and a little bit of everything too. A little bit of everything. So it's just one of those things like, I don't know what the season has for me, but I know it's going to get better. Well, as I read more and I see anyone that was close to God or that God loved, they had trying times. They had things that they went through. And then on the other side was a blessing. So I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. So yeah, we'll see. Just a little bit. So let me go through my week with y'all real quick. I guess I'll get the good, the bad, the ugly. I had what's today? Today's Sunday. I went to church today, did a little grocery shopping, getting the meal prep together. Just got back from New Orleans. So I went to New Orleans. I did it Friday, Saturday. I was there for less than 24 hours. I went Friday evening and I came back Saturday evening. I really just went to eat, decompress, relax for a little bit. I took one of the best naps I've had in a long time. It was one of those, don't set no alarms, don't do nothing, just rest. I went and grabbed some good breakfast. Was it breakfast? Yeah, it was breakfast. I went to this place called Stuffed. It's a beignet spot in New Orleans. I'm going to actually make a TikTok and a YouTube about it. Really good, very good service. The food was good. The aesthetics was good. Everything was good. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I had a beignet, it was a Philly cheese and shrimp beignet with some mushrooms, jalapenos, all the good stuff. Then I had a sweet potato beignet. Wow. Top tier. When I say top tier beignet. That was really good. But I went back to the room after that and I took a dog nap. I need some blackout curtains at the crib because I got some good rest. It was good vibes, good energy. So yeah. But New Orleans was fine. I didn't do any gambling, and I could have, but I didn't. That speaks volumes for me. You know what I'm saying? Like self-control, discipline. Because I'll be honest with you. I don't think a lot of people are gonna understand the statement, but a lot of people don't know what it's like to have money and be broke. And that's where I'm at right now, right? Just being fully transparent. It's like my business is my main concern right now. So it's like I personally don't have no leisure money for myself. My business is doing all right. We're profitable. We make money. Cool. But it's like I'm doing certain things and I'm in a sacrifice period in a lot of areas of my life. And it is not fun. I'll be fully transparent with you. It's not a fun process having to be disciplined when you know you can, hey, I could do this, I could do that. I want some rims on the Caprice. Now it's not the season. I even need a carburetor for the Caprice. I'd had the old carburetor pulled out. I called my man over at, I forget the name of his shop, but I was like, hey, yo, can you rebuild my carburetor? Old head, been in business for 40-something years. Like, yeah, I can rebuild it. 700. 700? Yeah, you going to have to wait too, big dog. But that's the thing. It's getting warm out. Like, it's nice weather. I want to go wipe down the Caprice and bop through the city. So there's things I need to do. There's things I want to do. But I think there's a time and a place for everything, right? So I think right now I'm in my season of just staying down, humbling myself, and doing what I need to do. So we'll figure that out. This week also had group on Thursday. Group was really, really good. I had two married couples come in. I had Nia and Gary and Nia, two of my good friends. I was in their wedding in June. Love them down, good people. They're very good people, and I support their union. So to be able to come in, she's 6 months pregnant now. They're having the baby shower, this month. We're in March. They're having a baby shower this month. I brought my spiritual parents in, Coach and Miss Danielle, Coach Antoine, and they were really good. I always enjoy hearing this story. I've heard it both. I have personal relationships with both of them, so I've heard the story in detail, greater detail than they went into this week. But it was good. It was good to have them in. And there were some really, really good questions. And one thing it made me realize that, us as single people, a lot of us don't have good examples or a space to really even see what a Christ-like relationship looks like, first and foremost. But B, and I think most importantly, is you have to trust God to bring you your partner, because I think a lot of times we go out and we search for a partner, and it's always based off of worldly attributes, and we will end up with the short end of the stick. Because I think outside of where choosing God to lead your life, who you decide to marry and be with is probably hands down the most single-handedly important thing you will do. And I'm starting to see that now, just from things I've been dealing with this year, from whether it's previous relationships, new relationships, so on and so forth. Not even new relationships, but like who you decide to be. There's things I used to want so bad from a relationship standpoint that I'm no longer like mildly interested in, because I feel like they're all worldly things, right? It's like you want them to look a certain way, you want them to move a certain way, so on and so forth. But if you're not careful, who you decide to be with will either be your greatest blessing or your greatest curse, whether that's man or female, a male or female, So yeah, I think we have to choose wisely. But there were some really, really good questions. And one thing I realized is there are roles when it comes to marriage. And when I say roles, it has nothing to do with gender roles, right? But it is gender roles in the sense that a man is supposed to be A, connected to God, and B, head of household. And what I mean by that is us as men, we have to be leaders of our household. We don't even have to be leaders in the world, but for as far as me and mine, I have to have some type of organization, some types of systems and processes in place that allow for me to lead in a certain manner. And I have to have a wife that respects my leadership and allows me to lead in that manner. I think that second part, the first part's important, but that second part is even more important, because I'm naturally a leader in most aspects of my life, just from my business to my personal relationships, so on and so forth. And if you don't have a partner that will allow you to lead, and not saying they don't get what they want or what they desire, but I think they have to trust your connection with God, but they have to see that and see the fruits of your relationship with God. Because if you're not planted in good soil, nothing will grow, right? And a lot of times people aren't planted in good soil and they wonder why they're getting the short end of the stick or they're not getting the desired results. A lot of times our job as a man is very, very, very important. We have to be rooted in something, and we have to be connected to God first and foremost. So I encourage you as a man, and I've said this before in previous episodes, but I would have led my family to hell if I had got married any second before now. And even now, I question, am I ready for marriage? I think God is pruning me and getting me ready for these things, I'm finally rooted in good soil and I'm building and growing a relationship with him. But I think a lot of times I was operating on worldly standards, and I think that's a lot of us. We operate on worldly standards, and we move to the beat of our own drum and our own cadence. And us as men, if we're not led by God, we're led by the world, and the devil is of the of the world. So I encourage you to get connected with God, and then find a partner. Not even find, allow God to bless you with a partner that will allow you to lead in a proper manner and allow you to be the head of your household. Because I think that's important. But again, I think a lot of times these women have dealt with such sorry men, just in general, whether they're sorry by their own standards or they've had other experiences that have allowed them to realize, hey, this man is not the leader for my household. It could be tragic, honestly, if you're not with the right person. I just see that. I even just talk about Coach and his wife, when they were talking about their situation and how they were married incorrectly for 17 years because he grew up seeing a certain dynamic and she grew up seeing a certain dynamic. So when they got together, they just brought what they saw. He's one of the only men in his family. He saw the women handling things and moving and shaking. Great. She saw a financial situation where the person was with them. They're married for financial reasons, and she was like, hey, I'm not gonna be like that. So she's leading in a certain way, he's following in a certain way. They get together and they operate in that space. And I feel like that's a common dynamic where it's like people are so used, a lot of women, I'll be honest with you fellas, we gotta step it up. A lot of these women are out here and they're getting to it, but I think there's a certain hardness that comes with that, like not even from a oh, I don't need a man. Well, some women will say, I don't need a man for nothing. But when a man comes in their life and a man of substance comes in their life, they have that wall up so high because they've been doing it by themselves for so long that they don't necessarily find value in your positioning right away. And most men don't take time to unbuild that or unpack that. They just hit the road because there are people out there that provide an easier experience. And I think a lot of times we're chasing experiences over positioning. I think and I've been guilty of it too, where we just indulge in a certain experience or we get a certain vibe from a person versus we build with that person, right? And I think a lot of that stems from our physical desires. Like she 5'6", thick, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sitting right. You know what I'm saying? You moving in a lustful manner. You moving in a manner that is, I'm looking for what I can get in that moment versus maybe God put you in her life to lead her a certain type of way, and it's going to require a certain level of work. And that's one thing I realized even for myself. Like, I am not perfect. I have done things that I'm not proud of in the sense that, maybe relationships and unions that I was supposed to steward, I didn't steward well. I didn't maintain certain relationship dynamics well enough to get the fruit long term. Now, I like to err on the side, and that's maybe just me and ego, but I like to err on the side and think I've had a positive impact on any life that I've come across. And I don't think I have not, to be honest with you, just being fully transparent. I think I add value to every situation, everything I'm a part of. Now, do I always get the desired results? No. Do I always leave them better than I found them? Debatable. Depends who you ask. But all jokes aside, I think it's one of those things that we have to kind of look at our positioning in people's lives and look at, operate with the end goal in mind and how the impact that we want to have on people, and also the impact that we're allowed to have on people. Because sometimes we're here for a good time, not a long time, in the sense that, hey, my lesson may be to teach you X, Y, and Z, and keep it moving, So it's just one of those things. Yeah. I just had to do a time check, make sure I'm not rambling crazy, but highlights, just quick highlights. I think who you marry is very important. Who you decide to do life with is very, very important. It's one of the most important decisions you will make because it will either make you or break you. There's no in between. You will not stay the same. And I think that's any relationship nowadays. Well, especially most people that are watching, we're grown. Even who you decide to lay with, like whether casual, not casual, that will have an impact on you. So it's like there's no such thing as just casual sex anymore. I think we have to take that casual dynamic. Casual is of the world, right? There's nothing casual about God. You don't just have casual conversation. You have intentional and deep conversation with God. You move with intentionality when it comes to God. So these are all things that are, if you're moving of God, you have to be intentional with how you move and what you desire from that union and that relationship. So, yeah. But to wrap up the week, I think this week was high and low. There was highs. I had a agent just question me and not even question me, came at me sideways, to be honest with you. That's neither here or there. Came at me sideways, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes people's insecurities are flared up by your confidence. So the way you move and operate naturally will put people in a position where they're just intimidated, right? So I think there was a certain intimidation factor that came with his lashing out. Neither here or there, though. That was one thing. If you know, I had my situation Friday. That went smooth. It was good. I think for me, that was like a final, the nail in the coffin. Because nothing, it will never be the same again, from any aspect of life. It's just one of those things, I don't think it was meant to be the same. I think lessons were learned. I think sometimes you have to go through certain trials and tribulations to appreciate where you're going. So there's that. Friday, Saturday was good. Like I said, New Orleans. Played basketball Monday. Tuesday, what I do? Got some chicken. Literally, not chicken, fried chicken, but went and got some money. Did my thing. I'm starting to get a pattern. I'm starting to get a method to the sauce. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, I won't ramble anymore, guys. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And for that, I'm forever grateful. You guys be good. Have a good week, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.